All right, hello everybody. It's Sayed Option. Top one of the craziest day of 2020 today. Let's see what happened. All right, let's look at the futures first. Um, Futures last night they hit a top level of 37.23 on ES, but and pre-market at 9 a.m. as you can see, 9 a.m. Where is 9 a.m.? 9 a.m. Yeah. At 9 a.m. it tried to take over and it was kind of a bullish trend before market opens, but right before market opens it pulled back, so it gave a bearish trend right at the open. So as you note in the SPY, if you look here, so that's why you always have to look pre-market, how is the market. So SPY, if you look here on the 15 and 30, the MACD right off the bat at the open, the 15 min MACD was downward. So which means, and then it was all-time high, right? So which means, it's a sell time. It's not buy time. And if you note, a lot of names at the open, they start falling. So it was lots of signals that, market is going to go down. So the 15 min MACD, TTM squeeze, they were all pointing down, and it was big sign of bearish sign. And the level I had was 367.62. It held there, but something interesting that happened was, if you look at the VIX, VIX, it jumped at the open to the level 2358 that I have, and it touched it twice here, but by end of the day it touched it again, but it never was a continuous ride, on VIX. You can note here at VIX, MACD and the 15 get a dead cross. So even though market was very bearish and it was going down kind of all day until toward the end, close to the end, but it still wasn't a crazy drop. It wasn't like too much bearish. So I was expecting maybe some bounce happen, but not as crazy that it happens. And market is waiting for news. There was a lot of bearish sign market is gonna go down, but market is news driven right now because of this 8 package. So anytime that comes, it can shoot the market higher. So anyway, going back to the market, this just so that's overall market how it was. And another thing, always note that the whole capital of the whole market cap of a stock market, I think is like 30 trillion something. I don't know, 25, 30, something like that. So imagine 2 trillion of that is Apple. So when you see Apple is falling, all market can follow that. And then you see if Apple is rising, that can lift off the market. It's big part of the whole market. I mean, we trade all kind of companies. They're like 50 billion, 100 million, 100 billion, like all below one, 200-300 billion. But Apple is a big chunk of it. So anyway, Apple was falling, and as you note in the morning, as soon as it opens, it had a big fall. Even in the 5 min, even in the 1 min, you note. Let's look here, 1 min at the open. You see, once it opens, it just start falling. And once it goes below 128, always know the Fibonacci 128. If it goes down, goes to the next level, which was 127.17. And then it consolidated around it, and all day was there, but midday we got a bigger drop and it dropped lower, and didn't have a good strong close. Anyhow, Amazon was last couple days was very, very bullish sign, but same market was weak today, so it started dropping. I was expecting to hold 32.13, but once it passed it, it goes to the next level, which was 31.81. And as you know, the 15 and 30, and the MACD and TTM squeeze was giving you the signal that it's going to go down, and it settled down here. And the end of the day, it jumped a little bit up, and right now it's coming back to the level 32.13. Another thing to notice is when you see market is going down, 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 and then at a specific time everything bounces. That's the time you want to grab a call on any name you have in your mind, because that's the time market is gonna start going up. Everything is gonna go start, because if everybody at the same time goes up, that means it's gonna go up. So SPY here at 340 started going up. So it had a big jump here. It was very let me show you SPY one more time. Let me talk about SPY actually. So SPY from the morning, the 15 and 30 was all bearish sign. Here you can see the MACD and TTM squeeze was red and pointing down. And even though that the TTM squeeze got a yellow bar here and it gave a golden cross here and it bounced nicely, but it resisted the mid BB, and then it stayed flat and it started dropping again. Okay, so the 5 min, if you notice here, the 5 min here, you can note here, from here the TTM squeeze, the blue turned to dark blue, and then it gave it dead cross, so that was another downtrend, and it went down, down, down. And when the drop is so big, it doesn't matter this is getting yellow, it's not a bullish sign yet. I mean, you have to pay attention to the 30 and 1 hour too. But here, at the end of the day, I mean, as you know, it was like three times I think we touched the 367, 62. At the end of the day, it went below it. But end of the day, when something like this jumps higher and it goes above the BB, that's the time it's gonna run. Here, especially here, that it was touching the mid BB on the 5 minute, was touching, reversing, and then suddenly boom, here it start jumping, and because of the Tesla volatility, that had a big effect on the market too. Anyway, when it started running here, that was the big run. That was the time to grab some calls here, and the calls jumped a lot, the premiums. Anyway, going to the back to next one, the Amazon I showed you guys. Nvidia, something interesting happened near close. Microsoft says they're gonna start making their own chips, blah blah blah, and all the chip makers start going down. So Nvidia has been in a range for a long time. If you look at the daily charts, it's been in a range of 340. Yeah, it's been a couple days for 340. And let me show you guys the trading view here. So trading view, Nvidia. So Nvidia, you can see here the channel is getting tight. It's like a channel of 500, the lowest part, 501, and the top part like 590. I know it's a big range, but it's just going up and down between these two range. Once it breaks either one, it's gonna be a huge move. All right, so I have an alert already set up on trading view, but so far, I mean, the weekly is upward, the daily is downward. I'm sorry, and the weekly is downward, and the daily is just bouncing up and down. So it's not a clear signal which direction is gonna go. Anyway, back to the next name, Baba. It was good yesterday was good. It had a run, but and it closed very strong yesterday, but apparently because market was weak today, it started going down. And when you see the 15 and 30 right at the open that they're bearish, you better get out of the calls sooner than later. So, and right now we got a news that they're thinking about restricting Chinese company in the stock market, so it's gonna affect it probably a little bit. Anyway, going back to the next one, shop I didn't touch it because it made a new all-time high yesterday, and today was almost in the range. And it actually was interesting that it didn't go down. That's interesting because it can have a rest, maybe has a couple days rest and starts going up when market gets bullish. And the fact that didn't drop today, which everybody else was dropping, it means that it shows how strong it is. And I have a target of if it gets above the 1191 and is strong and the indicators are strong, this should in the long term get to 1433. It's not impossible to get there. Netflix, same as others, had a drop. End of the day, got a bounce. I didn't touch that. Tesla, I will put it at the end. I have a lot to talk about this. Facebook, it was very interesting. The 274 level is very important level. It was a bearish sign. It was dropping. End of the day, suddenly got a big jump here. So it was very bearish. This was actually one of the names that followed the market, followed the indexes. Once SPY was exactly bounced at 340. So 340 market started bouncing, and Facebook did actually, I think before that. Yeah, Facebook started earlier. So what happened is the 15, look at the 30. The 30 was very bearish, okay? It was all the way red, red, red. Even the 15 min, it got it was turned yellow earlier, but it wasn't, it was staying flat. It was not giving a sign of, it's going to run up. But at this point, suddenly, at some point, I'm here, you can note here at 225. 225 here. Suddenly it got a big jump, and it got above this 272 level, and once it got above that, here, this big jump, it must go touch the next level, especially if the volume is on the rise. So you can see the volume is coming in, and it went above that level, and the 30 min turned yellow. It gave a golden cross. 50 min hours already golden cross, but wasn't as strong. Get it strong, and the angle turned higher. Boom! It went up all the way to 278. But I bought it and sold it earlier, but it was risky. Nobody could see this kind of rise into close. So anyway, Microsoft, same thing. It was very bearish all day, but once the news came, it started jumping up. And as you notice, I have the level 219. It hit it after market. It got close to it, but still, I mean, Microsoft premiums are a little bit so cheap, and because their IV is so low, they don't have so much big movements. So the IV is so low, so it has to move a lot. That moves the options. Anyway, it's not my top favorite name to play. Google, as I noted, you guys, I told you guys a couple days ago that its trending is down. So anyway, it's open high today, but same, it followed the market. It went down. It broke the 1731, which was the resistance of yesterday. It resisted 1731. Once it went below that, it went to the next level, which was 1720. I was expecting to hit 1700, but it didn't hit. If it didn't have that strong close, it would have. But anyway, we'll go back to AMD. AMD, same thing. Because of the chip news, it start falling, same like Nvidia. But it's nice that I was expecting it to bounce, to drop more, but it's very interesting that it bounced and hold 95.86. This name is still a little bit bullish. It's still possible to hit the 100. SQ, it's following the Bitcoin. It wasn't dropping much today. It was holding strong. Even sometimes market was dropping, it was rising. It's because of the Bitcoin and stuff, so I didn't touch it. But anyway, a QQ, same thing. It was dropping. It held the 309 all day. End of the day had a drop, but suddenly bounced back there. Nothing interesting there. Roku was very interesting. Roku yesterday, let me show you guys. Roku yesterday resisted a couple times to go below 337, but then end of the day went down and closed above 328. So some analysis came, some news came, and it opened very strong at 332 today. And as you notice, is the indicator was upward, but it's very risky when a name had a big made an all-time high the day before and dropped all day long, and then in the morning is opening bullish. So it's a little bit risky, and everything else is dropping, but Roku is going high. So I did play it, but it was risky. I mean, it was the target of 337 should have come, and it did come, but it pulled back. And once it pulled back, let me see here on the 5 min. Once it pulled back, you can see here that it went above it a little bit higher, and it pulled back. It was resisting here. Once it pulled back, you can see here the 15 min. It didn't give a dead cross, but it came below. It came touched it here, and the 30 min was already, the MACD was still in a good position, like it wasn't giving you a dead cross. So here at this point, once it took over it, it went strong to the next level, 341, and the close wasn't that good. Boeing was very bearish all day long. Just gave big jump here, and that's it. I just did a quick play there. Moderna was very interesting actually. It was going down all day long. In the open, it was going down and hit a very low at 135, which is below the level of 61%. So you can see here I have the 100% at 160, the 61.8, 138, and it went below it and bounced. Once it bounced, it was interesting. I was expecting it to have a strong close that maybe it goes back to 150, but the close wasn't that strong. So it was just good for day trading. But definitely watch this name, because this is possible to let me show you here on the trading view again. Where is trading view? Okay, trading view here. If you notice here on the 4-hour, if you connect these dots together, it tried to go above this trend line, so it didn't close above it. So next couple days, watch it. If it goes close above it, it's possible to bounce back, because the weekly is already very bullish, and a statistic fast was giving some sign that it's. And if you notice, is the 4-hour. Let me see now. Yeah, the 4-hour was giving some signal that it wants to go higher. So this name, next couple day, maybe have some good bounce. Bidu at the open was only interesting. I didn't touch it. Actually, I did play it, but the market, it was actually acting against the market. So market was trending down. Major names were going down, but Bidu was going up at the open, and it was a good play at the open. It got close to 200, which was the level before, but it pulled back from it. Disney, I did not play it, but it was interesting. Airbnb, premiums are still settling. Even it moves high and big, but still premium doesn't move that much, and it's very risky. So you have to wait until these indicators and algos realize what's going on with this name. How is the behavior of this name, and settle the premiums. PayPal, nothing interesting. So just the end of the day had a good jump. FSLY. FSLY had the level of the previous days was 102, 10, I think, yeah, 102.95 was the previous high, and at the open, as you notice here, if you look here, yeah, it did fall and it recovered, made a V recovery at the open, and it broke it. So when it break it and it went above the level of high that it had a couple days ago, it went to the next level of 103.62, and the maximum win was 105.62. But market was weak, then this one pulled back, and the close wasn't strong either. CRW, I didn't touch it, but that was a very interesting name to play. Piton was very interesting. It made a new all-time high. It was 140 before. Once it took over 140, I got an alert. I had an alert for 140. I played for 1 minute, believe it or not. I bought it and sold it right next minute. But the close, Citron says it's gonna they shorted, and once they said they shorted, it dropped a little bit, but again pulled back. And here, end of the day, I don't know what happened. That dropped crazy here, followed the market probably, but it went back up. So it was a crazy close. GMI, I know a lot of you guys are playing, and the all-time high is 49.77, which is at the IPO date. Once it takes over that, it's possible. Let's see what's gonna be the next target after that. So that after, if it gets over that, man, this can go to 79. But let's see if it can take over 49. I mean, let's see. We're watching it. Mastercard was strong all day. Even market was dropping. This was rising. I don't know the reason why, but at the end of the day, gonna drop and bounce back, along with Visa too. Neo, it's actually breaking the trend line, so this is possible to start running. I didn't touch it, but not interested in this name that much. Twitter, didn't play it. INTC saying based on news had a drop. All right, let's go back to Tesla now. Final one. So Tesla, apparently everybody was talking about when the indexes are gonna buy it, when they're gonna buy it, when they're gonna buy it. So everybody finally come to the conclusion that this is gonna be the last 5 minutes. They're gonna start buying. Okay, so everybody was waiting. Okay, the last 5 minutes they're gonna buy. So maybe last 5 minutes we're loading up on calls and see what's gonna happen. But what happened is, as soon as it opens, it gave a new all-time high. And as you notice, it went above 679, which is the 61.8, the Fibonacci level, and that's a really important level. Once you get above it, if you cannot hold it, it's going to pull back hard. And I always have 61.8, one of my biggest targets. Once it gets there, I will get out. Anyway, it gets above it, and the 15 and 30, as you can see, the MACDs weren't so much strongly bullish. So once it get above it, it starts dropping, and it had a big drop actually, and it pulled to 665. It didn't hold there and went to the next level at 656. Then it made a hard bounce, which was really interesting. In this situation, what you can do is you can watch the MACD on 1 min. Once it gives you a golden cross, you can jump on it, but then ride it until it gives you a dead cross and get out before, because you see it after what happened. So the 5 min was just the TTM squeeze was a little bit weak. It wasn't too much bearish, but this was just crazy volatile today. Anyway, the 15 min gave a dead cross here. The 30 min was holding a strong here actually, and then it came to after this second drop. As you note here, the 5 min gave a golden cross, um, but the 15 min wasn't that much giving signal, because the up and down was so big. The 15 and 30 wasn't giving clear signal, so you had to just follow the smaller time frame. The 5 min, you see here, it gives you a golden cross, boom, went all the way up to near to that target, and the MACD gets flat again, get out before sooner than later. And anyway, I was watching. I had one screen just looking at Tesla, and when I saw the 665, I said, okay, maybe it starts there, but I did not expect it to drop this big to 630 right at the close. Nobody expected it actually. And then the volume was so huge, everybody maybe got disappointed, they get tired, so they start locking gains, and it dropped very. I mean, it was crazy drop. Um, it dropped crazy, and then once the market, let me see, SPY bounced at what time? SPY started bouncing at 341. 341 the bounce started, and then Tesla started bouncing at 349. Okay, so I gave you actually it was interesting. So the MACD, here you can see it came to the oversold. So now you can see that at this time at 3 it came 15 min get RSI got oversold, 5 min get oversold, 1 min was just going in and out in oversold, and here you can see that it was dropping to this level, which already the low of the day was 650, and this here broke the 650 and came below 628, and then you can see here that it made the first jump here from 630 to 640. That was a 10-point jump, and the MACD, as you note here, the statistic fast gave you the first signal, earlier signal than anybody else that this is gonna jump. Okay, so and then the next min, everything just turned around. I was watching it. As soon as I see this candle, I grab a very big position and I sold it right away here, because I was not trusting this. Um, anyway, it went up. I was expecting it to go up, but again, you never know these surprises. Again, it pulled back big. And then as you note here at 4 o'clock exactly, 70 million shares, 69 million shares, $50 billion worth of Tesla was purchased by S&P, and that's pretty much it. So I don't see any. If you guys have any question, you can put in the live chat. I don't know if you see it here. That's pretty much it. If you're interested in how I find these Fibonacci levels, I have a course. I teach it how to draw them. It's available for purchase. If anybody interested, you can let me. If no question, that's it for today. Hope you all have a great weekend and have a good one. No question? All right. Bye bye.